Okay, welcome to what is the show called?
Takoyaki party mochi cheese. Come on.
Alright, dude. Okay, Takoyaki party mochi cheese. I'm here with my buddies.
Julia?
And Craig.
Oh my god, we got a new buddy. Look at that. Oh wow. All right.
Surprise guest, guys.
It's been so long since we did a new one.
Yeah.
I actually had time to go back to the US and pick up this higher quality microphone and bring it back to Japan for the next.
It's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, also the fact that we hung out, you know, we played some D&D.
Yes.
And you seem really upset with that D&D also.
I just felt like it really went. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Like not as smoothly. But I'm working on that.
Me and RJ were like, man, this is super fun, and you're just like, and then I got like really jet lagged, and I fell asleep in the middle.
Yes, in the middle of a fight, we're fighting like I don't remember a minotaur, and then Joe just falls asleep in the middle of the whole like event, and then it's his turn, and we had to like double check. Because I couldn't really believe that he had fallen asleep.
You should have just did a weekend at Bernie's and just
like put the dice in his hand and then let it drop.
Well, I woke up, like, I had trouble sleeping because I was still jet lagged. I was jet lagged that entire trip back home. Right. So, I think I started cooking the pulled pork at like midnight. No, a little before midnight because I had to do the New Year's countdown.
And then how you were like home for like what 2 weeks, something like that?
Yeah. But since I never had any reason to wake up on time, like I would go to sleep whenever I was sleepy and then just wake up whenever. It was really bad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then so I got 2 hours of sleep that night because I couldn't sleep until 5, and then I had to wake up at 7 to check on my pulled pork. And then I thought people were coming for breakfast, but it turns out it was just RJ. He had a great breakfast. I don't know about you guys.
I made myself breakfast that morning, so it was pretty good.
Was that New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a pretty good spread that day.
They were all quite memorable.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did come back, and then now we're doing the show.
Yeah. Well, I think our last one was what, like after 5th anniversary, something like that.
It might have been, right? No, I think there was one we did after that episode. Because 5th anniversary is something that like everyone wanted to like actually listen to.
Oh, right. So, that was our most popular one, and then the one after that, not so much.
Yeah, because there was just like nothing, right?
Oh yeah, it was just us talking. There's not really...
like with 5th anniversary, it was just like, yo, dude, I got something to talk about. Dude, I was at 5th anniversary. It was rad.
Well, there's been a lot that's happened since our last episode. I was saying, well, there's a lot that's happened since our last episode.
Well, not only has there been a lot that's happened, there's also been a lot that's happened with us.
Yes.
For example, I haven't really been paying attention to NMB for like the last few months.
I have been, just not as much as I used to.
You guys, what are we gonna talk about? It'll be like,
No, I'm saying I haven't really paid that much attention, but like, yo, dude, I'm back. I'm here. I still have some stuff, you know.
Right.
That's true.
I did make like a blog entry about like how it's really completely different now that I used to be the guy like giving out information, right? Like I would read Matome like every day, and I'd talk about things, and I'd read everybody's Google Plus. And like post their pictures from Twitter on various things. I don't have that much time.
Yeah. You were saying that you're the one that's used to giving out information, and now it's like the opposite.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, what's going on? And people are like, how come you don't know what's going on, idiot? I'm like, well, now I'm asking you.
To be fair, there really hasn't been that much going on.
Yeah, and there's certain things like I can't now if I want to watch DMM, like I have to go buy the DMM cards at the convenience store, which is inconvenient.
How is that even possible, Joe? It's a convenience store.
Which sucks because everyone's like, "Oh, you're in Japan, right? Like, they have convenience stores everywhere." And I'm like, "Well, maybe in your part of Japan or the parts that you visit. Let me tell you about Tsushima."
You live on the equivalent of like North Dakota.
I wish.
Maybe more like Alaska. It's more distant geographically.
I'm thinking of like Montana, but I've never been to Montana or North Dakota or Alaska, so I don't really know. And so like I used to watch like every, I used to watch all the stage shows.
Yeah. Like
And
you post
then-
stuff about DMMs and like the
Yeah.
lives.
I'd be like, "Oh, dude, look what they talked about in this MC. Like, oh, isn't it funny?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But first of all, like when I moved to Tsushima, like I had really bad internet, so I couldn't even watch like the streams on low quality. And now I fixed my internet, but then like now DMM doesn't accept my US credit card, so I'm like, all right, fine. Jerks.
You don't have a Japanese debit card?
They don't have debit cards here. Like I have a card that the bank that I use is the Japanese post office, and they only have a card that I can use to get money out of the account, but it doesn't have like a debit card function. And then I applied for a card with Rakuten, and then that didn't go through for some reason. I don't know. I thought they were supposed to call me, but they never did. So
You call
I'm
them,
like, you know
man.
what? Yeah, then I gotta speak in Japanese. Oh,
So much trouble.
The thought. You're in Japan, you have to speak Japanese.
Ugh, I'm disgusted.
Speak English.
See, I can also get DMM cards like at the convenience store, but then I always feel bad because like DMM is known mostly for porn. And it's just like, hey,
You don't want the
This guy
convenience store clerk to get the wrong idea about you.
and this is Tsushima, right? It's really small. Like people know, like it's hard to go around and people not know you. And people talk.
See that guy with the glasses? He gets DMM cards all the time. So shady.
Yeah, and he's my son's school teacher. Like, oh Jesus, what a disaster. Where are we gonna go?
And then you tell them it's for idols and they get more ashamed.
Oh yeah. Ugh. I was very close to being exposed because I was like, okay, so like a lot of times in the beginning of an English class, like I usually ask like, how are you? And then they're like, oh, I'm sleepy or whatever. Or, I'm hungry. I'm tired. How are you? And then that day I was like, yo, I'm upset. I'm angry. And they're like, oh, why are you angry? And I'm like, oh, because I leased a car and I had a CD player, but I didn't have any CDs. So finally, today, like I burned the CD and I put the CD in the CD player and I found out it didn't work. And they're like, the teacher's like, oh, like, we could check your CD on the CD player here if you want to see if it works. I'm like, no, it's okay. And he's like, he's like, how come you don't want
that's
to?
cool,
I was like, oh, it's a bunch of embarrassing music. The teacher's like, oh, is it like AKB48? And I'm like, no. Maybe.
It's not
He's like, oh.
technically lying. You didn't technically lie. Right?
He's like, is it Perfume? And I'm like, oh, yeah, Perfume. I
Sure.
saw them when they went to LA.
Sure, it's perfume. Kind of.
Okay.
Be
So,
proud of yourself, man. Don't be ashamed.
which is funny because, like, I'm also wearing, like, that, that Sayaka hoodie.
Oh, the Parker, right, yeah.
And some people also go up to me, they're like, oh, it looks kind of cool. And then sometimes they're like, oh, but you look like an old lady from Osaka. And then I'd be like, oh, what, you think the old lady from Osaka are really like, cool? They're Oshada? And they're like, and I'm like, come on, man, come on. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? So, yeah, how about you guys? Like, how have you been with NMB?
I am not watching as much, but I have been trying to watch YNN more. Because, like, on the channel that I watch it from, they have, like, some nice short segments. So that's... And I like watching it because then I get to see, some of like the members that I feel like I don't get to see as often as in like TV shows or other more like mainstream stuff. So I've been doing more of that. I'm still working on finishing that box set.
I don't even know what box set you're talking about.
The 7
Yeah,
Live?
well I think the 5. I'm finishing up the 5 Live one, but I haven't watched anything from that in a long time. Yeah, I haven't even watched like the Must Be Now extras, the arena tour dates from like last February.
I haven't either.
I still need to give you your Must Be Now copies, which like RJ has, because we never like handed them off to you. That one day we were hanging out with Joe. So that's
Wait, I
kind
don't
of
even think I bought Must Be Now.
Joe, what's wrong with you?
If I did, I bought it on iTunes.
You're in Japan though. Your numbers would count towards like sales and stuff, right?
Yeah,
How dare you?
I'm trying to think where I could buy CDs on this island.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think I could buy it at this place that has a, what's it called? A Daiso. I think there's a bookstore in there that has CDs. I don't know. I thought I could find it at the place across from me, which is like a rental store, but they didn't have it.
You can't like Amazon Japan it or something?
I could, but then it's a hassle.
But they couldn't even send you a monk to your house, apparently.
A what?
A monk. Like, he'll come over and... Or like heard on the news or something. Like he'll come over and do like prayers or like other services. You like order... You put an order in on Amazon Japan and then they send him to you. I don't know exactly how it works, but...
That
can
sounds weird.
Well, the point is... You can get your
Point
CDs
is-
on Amazon Japan.
Okay. And you said you've been watching YNN. I saw that you watched like the, what is it, the Naoki Dokiri? The wake up pranks?
Yeah, the one with Naru, Ripopo, Rika, and Kanakichi. I understood very little of it, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
Well, I mean, like, a bunch of girls prank somebody. I don't think you need a lot of language to figure that out.
That's the best part.
And what about you, Craig?
It feels like I haven't watched a concert or a stage in like forever. That's what it feels like. I mean, so what I end up watching, I watch Manabu-kun regularly. I watch YNN pretty regularly, except for that R25 stuff. I still haven't watched any of it yet.
Oh.
And that's about it. I've been trying to catch up on old stuff too. Like I've been watching a lot of docking lately.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's really old.
yeah. I'm trying to catch up.
It's not even called that anymore, man.
But other than that, it's just following stuff on Twitter.
Anything like particularly notable that you watched?
That YNN series, the Mire's new one, it's pretty funny.
Oh, like the Mocha one. Like
Yes.
Mocha Mire. Yeah, that one was funny. I watched that one too.
Yeah.
And they made
I'm
their
like-
little clay
I'm
animals.
like surprised. It seems like Mire's like, she's like moving up. Like I saw her in
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, alright, dude, I like this. I like where she's going now. It's about damn time. It's been 5 years, because, I think it's 5 years, right?
Since B2?
Since 3rd gen?
Yeah.
Since 3rd gen. I think so. They were all post. It was either 5 or 4.
4, right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 sounds right. 5 would be, well, I went to 5th anniversary last year, so that wouldn't make sense?
Yeah,
Maybe?
I was about to say, it's like, that seems like a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe they're like prepping, like pushing some girls since there's like so many upcoming graduations.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask if any of you saw the new AKB stage.
Yeah, I saw it.
I did not.
How was it?
I don't know if it's because it was a new stage that I was just like, oh, this is great. Because I was gonna watch it again and I never did. It was good. It wasn't perfect. Like, I remember when I watched N3 for the first time and I was just like blown away, kind of like wowed. And I was like that for the first 4 songs of the new stage. And then it was just kind of, maybe it was because it was like 3 in the morning when I was watching it, but
So it was partially like the delirium and lack of
it
sleep.
could have been. It was.
This is amazing.
I thought you could like go to bed at like 4 a.m. anyway.
No.
He's like weaving in and out of consciousness as like the songs are playing.
I thought you said weaving, like weeaboo.
weaving in and out of
Yes, he's weaving in and out of consciousness.
I was really curious because like I said, I used to watch like every NMB stage or whatever. Then it became just every Team N stage, and then it became nothing. But you know, sometimes I'll like pay attention to the news. It'll be like, oh, there's like this new shuffle or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then, like, they've been doing these stages for almost 2 years, and Team N's been doing it for 3, I think. Even after the shuffle, there were still like a lot of members that still retained their units or whatever.
It doesn't even seem like that long because I still remember watching the first performance. But yeah, it's been about 3 years.
Yeah. So that's why I was really curious to see if like the new AKB stage was any good, and if it, you know, if you're just like, oh man, I can't wait till NMB gets another new stage.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was watching it.
Whenever that'll happen.
Like, I already want Team N to get a new stage, but like they're kind of in this weird area where since they're not. Are they the second newest stage, or is there one between the new AKB one and this one, and Team N? You guys know?
I do not.
No, I don't. It was waiting stages and then N3.
Yeah, so it's like really weird that like, because you can't, if they're the newest stage, like you can't just say, oh, you're not doing it anymore. Now you got to do this old stage. It's like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
that's what I was thinking. It's not like they can let anyone else do it at this point because it's still relatively new.
Yeah, so like I really want to see new stages and stuff. Like maybe if they did come up with new stages, I would be less embarrassed to get new DMM cards at the convenience store.
That would be like one of the few things that would motivate you.
Yes. It's like, well, you get the
send
DMM.
a letter
you
to
get
DMM and then send a letter to like management and be like, I will buy DMM cards if you make a new stage.
I will be not ashamed to buy DMM at the convenience store in Tsushima.
That could be like their commercial. It's like, don't be ashamed to buy DMM cards.
It's not porn, I swear to God. Did you not see the news?
DMM. It's not porn.
Just have Mosaic on your face when you're buying it.
In real life.
You like hold it up constantly.
It's like, hey, put that mask down, alright? I don't want to see my DMM cards. Okay, so that's the end of our greetings and salutations. Let's go over some major news. So, as Julia has alluded to, there were a number of graduations or graduation announcements since it's been so long since we've done a show. For example, like for me not following NMB as much, one of the things I remember from 5th anniversary is Kanakichi announcing her graduation. And she's still there.
Wait, when is her concert?
I think it's soon. I think it's like in the next
I know
month
it's
or
soon.
something.
It's not in February, and then the theater schedule is not announced yet for March.
Hold on, let me check. I could check it.
I don't know when.
I thought it passed already because I thought it was in February.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like in the next month or something. Let's see. Does she have a set?
So,
Then it makes sense because they're still releasing goods for her. So
Yeah, they just had their towel. Or
I think
her
she's
towel.
gonna be on the tour, the Live House tour.
huh.
But we did get hit with like a slew of announcements, so Kanakichi was one.
Right. Okay, well, I can't find the
Re-
date for her actual graduation, so we can put it in a side note or something.
Yeah. Ri-chan was like super fast. Like I totally forgot she graduated. I thought she was still part of the team, but like I remember she announced it, and then like a week later was her last show, and then she was gone. I was like, oh man, what happened? Like I was trying to look up the graduation announcements. I'm like, oh, she left the team? Like really? That was really fast.
Yeah, didn't she say she didn't want to be like all those other members that drag it out for like a year?
Right.
Yeah.
Takamina.
And then there was also Kotani Riho or Ripopo.
Yeah, Ripopo.
The Popes.
Now
No.
Miyaki Riho.
Oh yeah, because she changed her name because of a fortune teller.
I think of, man, this is gonna date me, but like I don't know if you've seen Fushigi Yugi.
Yeah, I've read the manga.
Yeah, man, and then like the anime was just like 75% Miyak. Was her name Miyaki? Oh, Miyaka. Never mind. All right, forget it. Failure. Move on.
Okay.
Okay. And then so there's her. There was Ume-chan. She announced her graduation. I don't even know when. She's still there though.
It was at her birthday stage.
Oh well, jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, it was kind of at her birthday stage. She was like, "Oh, I think this is gonna be my last birthday stage," and then like pretty soon after that, she like actually announced her graduation. So,
Just like Ripopo. She did that on her birthday stage too.
Now fans can't even be happy for their birthday stage because they're always going to be nervous.
Yeah,
first tears of joy and then tears of sadness.
And then my favorite member, she announced her graduation
Oh.
last Monday.
Yeah, it was like right after. I think it was like the 15th, right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, she didn't give me any chocolate, so I don't really care anymore.
Whatever, you can graduate, Aika.
Yeah, I only got 2 chocolates this year. I was kind of upset.
Oh, but you're so popular.
It's better than 0.
No, I thought I was popular, but I only got 2 chocolates.
Was it like from the kids at your school?
No, one of them was from the Board of Education. The other one was from a teacher. Like, I was trying to avoid it, too. Like, I didn't want chocolates from her. Not that she's a bad person. I was just like, let me... Because I was like, oh, let's get dinner and, like, talk about, like, school and stuff. Like, oh, okay. And so, like, I was like, yeah, let's... Probably not Valentine's Day. Let's go the day before. And then I think she, like, when we did eat dinner, she's like, oh, what are you doing then tomorrow? Like, I totally forgot it was Valentine's Day. So I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to go to the gym with some friends.
Oh, God. Totally missing the point. Oh.
Anyway. Plus, well, now that they gave me chocolates and, like, I like to ball hard, so, like, whoever gave me stuff, dude, they're going to get, like, some really good shit. I mean, good stuff.
Like foreign gourmet chocolate?
No, dude, I'm gonna make stuff.
Oh. That sounds like a lot of work.
That's because it's fun for me. Anyway, so I announced her graduation.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, man. That hurts.
Yeah. Well, you were saying that...
Well, I mean,
read-
like, yeah, I wrote about it in my blog. Like, it hurts more because, like, I was trying to get back into NMB, and then, like, you know, when you pick, like, an Oshiman, they're like, like, you communicate with, like, everybody else, like, your Oshiman is just like, oh, that makes you, right?
Right.
Well,
It's like your
I don't know
anchor.
if you guys will understand because you're both dirty psycho.
I mean, I've gone through that once.
Yeah. Wait, who? I thought you were Yuko before.
Mariko.
Oh, okay. So it's Mariko and then Sayaka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I only like popular members.
All right.
It's a lot easier to be fans
The
of
Senbatsu
popular
horde.
member.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so like when she left it, or when she announced her graduation, I'm like, oh man, now it's gonna be a lot harder to like, choose a new person, and then that person's gonna be like who you associate yourself with, or who people in the community associate you with.
Right.
I gotta do all that stuff again.
Oh, what a drag. Getting associated with this.
Well, I mean,
one
like
girl.
it's a lot. Like, you know, before it's like, hey, look, Aika picture, spam, spam, spam. We're like, oh, you like Aika? Here, have all this Aika stuff. And now it's just like,
No, there's nothing.
Yeah, you go through that period where you just float along.
and it's like now I have to buy you like Joe stuff. Like, oh, that seems weird. But I think it's gonna be Joe. I just need some time.
Wait, well, to be honest with you, I thought you were gonna be a Joe Oshi like before you were Aika. Like when Joe came back, just kind of saw it leaning towards that, but.
And you always talking about how she was all chill when you said, oh, my
Yeah.
name's Joe. And then she gave you like a
Yeah,
high
fist
five,
bump.
right?
Yeah, that was good. That was great. But then like I don't have the time or money to go to handshake events anymore, so I can't afford that. I can't afford to like spend the same amount of money that I would coming from the U.S. to get a high five.
It's okay. You can just watch the TV shows or go on DMM and buy those cards.
No, man, just no. That's just so weird.
Too far.
You gotta realize there has to be a new stage first, all right?
So you can save up then because there probably won't be one for another year.
Or two.
I'll probably be back in the U.S. and then have to buy my VPN again just to watch stages. Anyway, so about like any of the members that graduated or are about to graduate, do you have any thoughts on them leaving? Like, how do you feel?
I mean, like, I feel like Ripopo, Karakichi, and Ume-chan are like, they're like solid presences in the group. Like, I feel like if I watch something with at least one of them in it, then it's like, then I'll feel comfortable knowing that there's probably gonna be at least one thing I'll be entertained with, versus like I feel like they just ground like whatever the show is. So I think talent wise, it's like a big hit. Just because I personally like the more polished performers.
Be more specific. Like who? Like okay, let's talk about Ripopo.
Okay.
Right. How do you feel about her and her?
I mean, I like
the impact
Ripopo.
it'll have.
Like I think like cause like she's like known for her reactions and like being like super scared of like when they put her through the haunted house and it's like ridiculous how upset she gets. But I guess like for Kanakichi, like I know she's like her MC skills are pretty good, and then she did have that like AKB show MC gig like a couple weeks or months.
Was it AKB show? I thought it was something else. The one where they go on trips and stuff, right?
Oh, it was like a special with like Mayuyu, and then they went to
Chomi Chomi.
check out. Yeah, it was Chomi Chomi. You're right. AKB Chomi Chomi. Yeah, but then like she was like really solid, that MC, guiding it, her like on point comments. I feel like it's really hard to have that kind of skill, and it's like really needed. But yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig, what do you think?
Okay.
I mean, out of all, 5 of them, Kanakichi's probably the one I can see having somewhat of a staying power on, because she does have, I think, out of all the best MC skills, so she would be okay. Ume-chan, I can see her going like the theater route. I think once she got that Wiz audition, I thought she was going to graduate a lot sooner because of that, but yeah, I can see her being pretty successful in that, and she does a good job when she's on TV. And I'm pretty sure, I think she has, I forget what agency she's in, but
well, after the Wiz, she was just like, "Yo, dude, I want to come back to NMB and do some good stuff." I was like, "Yo, dude, I like you."
Yeah, and I think she's in a pretty good agency too, so I think she'll be fine.
I thought she was with Office 48, because that's wasn't Diva Unit all Office 48 or something like that.
I thought she was. I can't remember.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Next thing.
And then Richan will probably just go back to being normal, end up
Yeah.
dating some Johnnies probably.
We'll wait to see how long that takes.
Now the thing with like you mentioned Ume-chan in theater, right? And I was reading about like who's that one guy from Friends, Ross? What's his real name?
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, right? Like I was reading about him on Reddit, and they're like, "Oh man, he's like a legend in in theater, right? Like he really promotes like the theatrical arts and stuff." And I'm like, I don't care. Like everyone knows him as Ross, like that stupid nerd. And so sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, I think these girls will like go into theater," and I'm like, "Oh, well, that's the last I'm gonna hear of them." Then.
Probably. Unless you specifically follow him, probably.
Poor Ross. Or David Schwimmer. I heard he was good in like was that one show, Band of Brothers? I don't know.
He was in Band of Brothers?
He was in some military themed show, and like people like he was like a character that everybody hated, but like respected, and he was like a colonel or something. I don't know.
I don't remember him in that, but I vaguely.
Do you not remember, or did you never know?
I remember watching that show, but I do not recall him at all. But my memories regarding that whole thing is like really bad.
Anyway, if I was gonna look at the five girls, we can leave out Aika. Like if you take Repopo, like I thought she had a really weird growth curve, because like Julia said, like she was known for her reactions, right? Like they took her to the haunted house. Like when she went in, it was daytime, and when she left, it was already nighttime.
That was one of the greatest moments.
And then they'd make her bungee jump, and it would be like the worst thing ever. But then, like as things went on, like she kind of had this weird character. Like she became more of like a host character, right? And so they wouldn't do the haunted house stuff as much, or they wouldn't do any of like, oh, let's scare the crap out of her and like laugh at her reactions. And I was like, okay. And then she was instrumental with what's her name? I want to say Mayu, not Mayu, Machun.
Oh, Machun.
Close enough.
That's her real name, Mayu. All right. So
yes.
Yeah, just back off, all right.
Technically not incorrect.
But it was her and is Ripopo and Machun that kicked off Recon 24 Hours, and so it gave them like this, that whole group of programming. And she was also one of the people that did the Doku something Kai.
Doku Enkai?
The solo talk sessions.
Yeah.
Doku Enkai?
Doku Enkai?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So like she kind of became like a talker, but then like yeah, she's kind of in this weird position where like she was known for the reactions, then became a talker, but then kind of not really that good of a talker. It was just like, yeah, that's really weird.
Do you feel like she should have stayed with like what they did before?
What if she didn't like it? What if she's like, I'm tired of this crap. Stop making fun of me.
Getting the crap scared out of me all the time.
I watched her on one variety show about it. She was talking about how poor she was, and this was like after she announced her graduation. And she did a good job there, so there are times that I think she'll be okay.
Yeah, I think she might be okay in the future, but like as far as like within NMB, it was just kind of weird, like where they wanted to take her.
Yeah.
And then she had like her own photo book, and it's just like, oh, okay.
About how poor she was.
Yes, or she's like taking a bath in a sink because apparently she doesn't have a shower.
What is going on? I don't understand. And she has like 10 dogs too. Maybe that's why she's so poor.
Just to feed them all.
That Repo Sampo segment will forever be a stain on her career.
What are you talking about? That's like one of my favorites. That show, oh man, I missed Genkai Toppo. That was a good show.
Apparently they're having a special episode coming up soon.
Alright. I can watch it.
Is it on DMM? Because maybe Joe will buy a DMM card.
No, it's on Scapa. That one I have to get like a subscription, like $5, and then they give me a card that I put into my TV or something. Anyway.
Damn.
And then there's Richan. I think, well, after that scandal, like she never recovered. And then she became like kind of a jerk, and then people were like, "Oh, she's funny because she's a jerk." But then like people like, when you think about it, like jerks are never really gonna be. No, I can't say that.
Yeah, no. Most of the time, when you're in school, if you're a jerk, you're the most popular person.
Well, I was also thinking about Potadu, but
people like jerks.
Oh yeah.
Look like Kanye West, popular.
He's just crazy.
Dude, people really like Kanye West. Man, I used to like Kanye West.
But if he was nice, no one would even be talking about him.
I remember that one. Oh man, when it's him and Mike Myers, for like Katrina.
George Bush
And
don't
he's
care
like-
about black people.
Yeah, dude, I was like, yo, dude, I like what he's saying, man. And now I'm just like, okay, now that I look back at what he was really trying to say, he's just being a jerk. Kanye. And so like Richan, like I don't know, like it was kind of okay, but then I didn't like it after a while.
And she didn't really appeal to me that much. I'll be honest.
To be honest, I didn't like her until she became a jerk.
Way to play the devil's advocate.
Oh, when she was like, when I first started getting to this, and I was watching what was that show? Nani Nade?
Oh yeah.
She just kind of got on my nerves. How she just was like a little too free.
I thought that's when she was a jerk. It was like, oh yeah, like oh we gotta find like the thing in the shopping mall or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna get some ice cream.
Yeah, oh, that was it.
You don't like her like My Pace type style, or
That was just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
blatant to me.
Oh, okay.
But and then she started making fun of fans like during MCs and on Twitter, and then I started liking her.
because she's real.
She speaks her mind.
And then we have Kanakichi. Kanakichi, oh man, I think that's gonna be hard to replace
Yeah, definitely.
because she's like they always pick her to do talking, and now they don't have her. So who are they gonna pick? Especially for B2. Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be Haru all by herself.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Oh.
It's gonna
And
be Haru and
none of the
Coco-chan.
Idol is like fun.
Who else is there? And then Ume-chan.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I said Uma-chan. Uma-chan.
Yeah, Ume-chan.
Yeah.
Like when I would watch the B2 stages, like I liked her, but like I never followed her particularly outside of the B2 stages.
Well,
Yeah.
once she started doing that play, we kind of lost track of her.
It's like when she stopped doing Diva, ooh, I lost track of her. I remember I thought it was like her and Saya were like the weakest. But now I'm like, you know what, man? I've been sleeping on Ume-chan.
I know.
She was pretty good.
She was good.
Even Saya, like, well, I don't know. I didn't really follow her, but like at first I was like, man, what's wrong with her voice? It doesn't sound like her at all. Then I was like, man, maybe she got better.
Maybe?
Maybe she got better. This is a long time ago. Jesus, like 2011 maybe. God bless Masa Yuka.
The could have been NMB number.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe she wouldn't have fit in, but whatever. Well, I mean, given her scandal with Issa, maybe she would have fit in with NMB when they first started out, right?
Ouch.
All right. And then Aika already talked about Aika, so.
Yeah.
She said she was leaving to study English, and I'm like, you know, that's respectable, right? And then Serena's like, oh yeah, you can like help teach her English. And I'm like, that sounds so creepy and weird. Like, I don't want any of that. Well, I did remember during the handshake, and I was all out of ideas. And I was like, hey, you speak English? And she's like, just a little. And I'm like, okay. And then I never went back to talk to her in English.
Oh,
Aww.
Now she wants to study English. Oh well.
you inspired her, Joe.
I did not. And maybe she wants to learn English so she can find me and speak to me.
She's like, yeah, now I speak more English.
Yeah, pipe dreams. Okay, were there any other... Oh, there was 2 graduations, too. There was Iso and Emichi. They graduated university. Yay!
Yay. Good for them.
Yeah. I saw that on Motome. It's like, Emichi graduation. I'm like, what's this crap? And you click on it. It's like, oh, she announced her university graduation. Oh my god.
Dodged a bullet.
You stupid Motome people troll so much.
It's that clickbait title, man.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it for graduations. Next big announcement was the start of the 5th generation auditions. Ooh.
Woo!
And
It's
it's
one of
been
those things
so
also-
long since we've had a new generation in NMB. We've had draft members,
Right.
but like as far as like a new generation, and that already makes things kind of confusing, right? Because you're just like, oh, there's a new generation, and then there's the draft members that are in between generations, and they are new members, but then they went directly onto the teams.
Instead
then
of
are
getting
the
promoted. Yeah.
Are the new gens gonna go directly onto a team, or are they gonna bring back the Kenkyusei stage? Like, man, I don't even know. Right?
The good old Kenkyusei stages.
Right. Remember when they were better than the actual stage?
No?
Let me tell you, Julia. Please sit down. Let me tell you about Sozo no Shijin
Please do educate me.
and how it was a wonderful stage. And then everybody got promoted, so they couldn't do it anymore.
Well, maybe they'll bring it back after these auditions.
It doesn't have the same effect, man. It's Sozo no Shijin. It's like the song that was catered to these Kenkyusei. You can't just have a bunch of 5th gens that do it. They weren't part of that.
Now they're gonna have their own special song.
Yeah, and then we're all gonna cry when they get first place in request hour.
Yeah.
Because, that's how they appeal to us now. These emotions.
Manipulating us.
Remember when a request hour just used to be the most popular song?
Is that one heavy rotation one every year?
Yeah. Yeah, they're never gonna be in heavy rotation.
Now it's so political.
Who's graduating?
Yeah, who's gonna cry? Who are we gonna send home? With tears.
Except for when Jirina wins. Everyone just seems to hate it.
Everyone seems to hate it, but then but everyone voted for it. That's how it logically works, right?
It's just a few people who have lots of money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy and his rich friends.
He's been playing us like a fool. Played us like a damn fiddle. And shout outs to Metal Gear Solid 5. Anyway, so new generation, new auditions and everything. How do you feel about? I mean, it's been so long since we've seen a generation. I didn't even follow really the 4th and the 3rd generation auditions.
Well, they were before my time. So.
Oh, so you're excited then? You get to see what the audition process is all about.
Yes,
you
yes.
get to
I mean,
see
the only
fresh-
ones I've seen is the draft. So I
get to see
imagine I don't know if it's similar.
Yeah, you get to see fresh-faced girls, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna like this one."
Even though I didn't even really do that with the draft members.
Well, the draft members, they had all this hype, right? They had videos of themselves, and then members would talk about each one. And, well, I want to pick that one. Oh, she wanted to go to my team, but no, she ended up in AKB or whatever.
Right. And now there's not that concern. Oh shoot, hope that they don't go to a different group.
Yeah, there's no hype. They're just like, yo, check it out. And you're like, oh, wow, all right. There they
I think
are.
it's going to be a good learning experience. And I think they really need it. Especially with all these, their numbers are down. They're going to need some fresh talent.
Their numbers, people actually there. How
Yes.
Team N's not a full team anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yep.
Well, me and Craig, we've been here since the beginning.
I don't know about that.
Wait, what? You didn't watch the first gen?
I only watched it later on during Star Hime.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I wasn't around when first. I didn't start being a fan really until 2012, 2013.
Well, because I watched Star Hime too.
I watched that. That's how I know.
And then there was considerable talent in that first generation.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
With everybody's favorite Sayaka and Milky, just leading the charge.
It'll be exciting to see if there's some girls like that in the auditions.
I mean, there's that, but then do you think they'll be there? Because I mean, if you look at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there's no one at that level
Yeah.
at all.
But dare to dream, Joe. Dare to dream.
I mean, like, it's one of those nature versus nurture things you could talk about, right? Like, are they only popular because they were the first ones there, or are they popular because they're actually good? Like, will a fifth generation, like, let's say there is somebody that's Sayaka quality, like, will they be as good as Sayaka, or is it just like, oh no, they weren't there first, so yeah.
That's a good
I
point.
think it'll also depend on, like, the flexibility with getting pushed. Since there are, like, other members and to, like, balance that.
Yeah, like, what about all the, like, the second, third, or what about all the other generations and, like, the draft members even, like, I don't know, how are they gonna be?
People bring this up with like AKB all the time too, and they talk about how, like, oh, they don't do a good job of pushing the new members. New members aren't popular. It's sometimes you wonder, is it just not popular because they weren't the first ones?
Yeah.
You have to wait. It's like when you're at the job, you're at your job, and then there's the upper management's just all full, and then you don't get promoted because no one's moving out of those jobs.
So you gotta take your talents to South Beach. And then write your letter in Comic Sans.
And then you end up going back and being the real boss.
I showed you guys.
Yeah. And then somehow you convince the CEO that hated you to fire the coach that you hate. Good job, Cleveland. No, but like, yeah, that is a point that that always comes up, is whether or not you're the first one there. So that's why, like, I'm kind of restrained about the 5th gen, especially since we haven't even seen anything out of the draft members. And the draft members were supposed to be, like, super ready, like, when they drafted, they were ready to make an impact, and that obviously hasn't happened.
I just thought the funniest thing was the best draft member that came out of those two things was the one that couldn't even make a stage because she couldn't dance.
Oh yeah, right? And like the person who I thought was the most talented to begin with was like now she's not even close, which is Takesada. She's pretty far behind. And then there's that one random member who, like, that's not even a draft member, but was, like, specially selected in Azusa.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, man? I don't understand.
It's all backwards.
Azusa. Okay. What else is there? Another thing was that when 3rd gen debuted, or when 1st gen debuted and 3rd gen debuted, they also had their own teams. So that's kind of interesting to think about. Right, 3rd gen, or B2 when it first debuted was all 3rd gen, and obviously when Team N debuted it was all 1st gen.
Did they leave anyone out when B2 was formed?
What do you mean by leave anybody out?
Like, you know how when N was formed, there was like leftover members that were just Kenkyusei still?
Oh yeah, Miura Arisa, who's that one girl? Takariko. They were still they were 3rd gens that didn't make it into B2.
Yeah, I have no follow up for that. I was just asking.
Oh, okay. No, because like,
I mean, maybe like they'll just do the Kenkyuseis like together, and then they don't have to make new teams.
Yeah, but then they might split them up like they did with the last Kenkyusei, even though they were all different gens. But yeah, it's like that's one thing I thought was kind of cool, right? When like these new generations started, they had their own teams, so like you could follow them. That's why I like B2. Like, it took them a while to get started, and then when they did get started, they're like, let's just shuffle. Like, hey, you jerks.
You're ruining my almond croissant bag song.
So, like, with the fit, like, and especially in AKB, right? When they debut a new generation, it's like, what team are they going to go into? And it's just like, I don't know. They get into, like, Team K or whatever, and then they're all the way in the back now. Oh, okay, whatever. Whereas, like, with with the original N and the original B2, it's cool to see like the generations get their own teams, and now with fifth generation again we're not gonna have that because all the teams are full unless they pull something weird like Team Umeda or whatever.
They're all out of letters. This is what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is it all that bad if they split up the new members?
I mean, it's not bad. It's just that like, it's something cool to follow, and then that, like, we're never gonna get it anymore because the teams are full. No.
Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they'll think of something that we just can't think of right now.
Maybe. Well, I can think of a lot of things that they won't do, but that won't serve us any good.
Doesn't like SNH have like 10 teams? So
yeah, let's make 10 teams with like 5 members each.
It's possible.
What do you watch when you go to the theater then? Anyway, so that's stuff to look forward to or have reservations about for the 5th gen auditions. And
I feel like you're saying that like to keep our expectations low so we don't get disappointed.
Well, I mean, like, it just goes, like, when things happen, like, there's stuff to look forward to, there's stuff that you're, like, that you have looked forward to, and then they let you down. So it's okay, man, keep your expectations in check, maybe there'll be some, like, magical, some superstar girl that comes out and you'll be like, oh, dude, this one's the one, man, she's got it. Or maybe, management will pick another girl, and they're like, management thinks that's the one, and then you're just like, I don't know if she's the one. And then, like, you watch her, and then you're like, oh, she's the one. And then, like, then sometimes you're just like, nah, she's probably not the one. And then she graduates, and then she comes back, like, 2 years later. And, like, oh. And you're just like, maybe Joe's the one, but no, I'm an Aika fan. And then you're like...
And then Aika graduates.
Yeah, you never know, man. Auditions are crazy things. Okay, so to our final topic, we're gonna talk about the Live House tour. I don't know when it starts. Probably soon.
They're doing rehearsals for it, so I'm assuming it's pretty soon.
Yeah. I know. I'm going to one show. No, I'm going to 2 shows in Fukuoka that I kind of didn't want to go to anymore, especially since my friend bailed. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go, and then I'm bringing somebody from the island to go watch with me. I was like, hey, you want to go? Like, you just have to pay for, like, lodging and the tour. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. Okay. So now it'll be us 2.
It's just, like, one team per
Yeah,
show?
it's just B2, and, like, I'm an N fan, but, like, Fukuoka is only going to get B2. And,
Boo.
And, yeah. I mean, like, it might be cool. I mean, like, if Ume-chan's still on the tour... and she is from Fukuoka, so that might be cool.
Maybe they'll do something special.
Maybe. And every time I go to Fukuoka, there's always like an Exile concert. Like every time I just walk in the streets, there's all these people in Exile gear.
It's not a coincidence, Joe. You bringing Exile to Fukuoka.
From Tsushima, yeah, alright.
Yes.
So I don't know, man. Something cool might happen. On the other hand, I'm kind of like averse to going to 2 of the same shows.
Are you going to 2 B2 shows?
Yeah, because they're back to back in Fukuoka, and then
like the same day?
No, not the same day, like separate days.
Okay.
Will you be mad if it's the same set list?
I don't know. I might be.
Maybe you'll fall asleep in the middle of the second one if it's the same.
Maybe. Well, and like one thing I want to talk about, right, is that I'm going with like my friend here who has absolutely no experience with like idol groups, right? And that to me that might be weird, because like I remember going to concerts by myself, and I mean even as recently as Request Hour, like when I had to sit by myself, yeah, that was weird. Like I just don't like it, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about these 2 concerts.
It's like you're not alone, but you're not by yourself, or you're, yeah. So then it's like, do you feel like you're gonna hold yourself back?
No, I just like if it was me, I'd just like sit down, but then I can't sit down because then I can't see anything. Or like if I get hype, like for what reason am I getting hype?
You know what you do? You just let him borrow the party watch, turn it on, see what happens.
Alright. Now having that thing on at a concert is actually really annoying. Because you're just like, this thing makes a lot of lights and it probably uses a lot of battery.
All the members are getting mad.
All the audience members are probably also getting mad. And they're like, why you have a Team N watch and a Team B2 show? I want to buy some glow sticks there for the concert though. But yeah, so definitely there's like a different vibe going by yourself as opposed to going with friends. And even then, it like, since I'm going with a friend that doesn't know anything, like I don't know how different that's going to be going with somebody that doesn't know anything versus somebody that like knows something versus just going by myself.
I mean, does he know like
Well, maybe-
completely nothing, or is it just he has
Completely
some
nothing.
idea? Just completely
Nothing.
Maybe you should just teach him.
That's kind of hard on the fly.
Yeah. And plus, like, it's just like me and Julia when it comes to like NMB, right? Like I never taught you anything. You just I'm just like, here, you want to watch it, or just have all this stuff, or like you can watch this, you can watch that. I never said, hey, let's sit down and like I'll have a little lecture that you can listen to. Like, no,
Or I mean, like,
yeah.
you could teach him, like, some chants, you know, some easy, something short.
But does he
So at
want
least he
to
can
learn
feel like he can
chants?
participate. That's true. I mean,
It's like, yo, before you go to this concert, there's this chant that they do. It means absolutely nothing. But people get so hype over it. I don't even get it myself, but like, yo, we gotta learn this.
do it so you can participate.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
That seems like a pretty unique position to be in.
But what about you guys, right? Have you been to concerts where, like, you were just confused? Not even just, you know, doesn't have to be NMB or idol related or Japanese even.
Right.
I mean, I've never been to a concert by myself, really. So I've never gone to a movie theater by myself either. So
Agreed.
so
It's the same.
it's hard. I can see how it would just be kind of. I guess it depends on the type of concert too. Because if it's a concert where you got to get like hype and stuff like that, being there by yourself is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But if it's just one of those like laid back kind of shows, then that's different. I can see doing that.
I could see, like, the movie theater thing, like, well, because movie theaters in the U.S., like, you know, there's, like, especially if it's, like, an action movie like The Avengers, like, oh, dude, you can get hype for it.
I mean, movies
like-
I could do. I just haven't. I get too lazy and I'm just like, I don't want to go.
Yeah. And usually if I want to go see a movie by myself, I'm like, oh, I gotta go for, like, the early morning show because it's cheap. Oh, I don't want to wake up in the morning.
It's so much effort. I feel like for some reason, like, if you go by yourself, it's a lot more effort to go out. You know?
Which is weird because
that's
it should
true.
be the opposite. Right? 'Cause
But then,
you-
like, you're not
can't-
just there for...
You can't be late, right? 'Cause-
But then, like, you're not just there for, you know, whatever you're going to watch. Like, now it becomes, like, a social thing. So you're there, like, to hang out also with your friend.
Yeah, but like generally, if you think about it, it's like, oh, you don't have to be late. You don't have to dress up. You
You
might
don't
not
have to
even
coordinate meeting places.
You might not even have to
Sure.
shower. Ooh.
You don't have to shower. Oh, I don't know about that, Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe at
Sure.
some concerts.
But you guys have never been to a concert by yourself. How about going to a concert for like a band or a group or an artist that you didn't really know? Have you had that experience?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, I went to see Scandal with, our friends here in the summer. And I didn't know a ton. Like, I think I, like, heard some of their songs before when I, like, watched anime. But, like, didn't really know that much about the group. And I still went. Mostly for, like, the live experience. And it was, like, when I just kind of... I'd only known them for, like, couple months. So I was like, seems like a fun thing to try. And it was really fun still, even like if I didn't know that much. So I think mostly it was like dependent on the people I was with, you know, how much they wanted to like include me and like how excited they were. And I felt like I fed off of them more. But there were definitely moments where I was like, okay, not as like excited as everyone else, and it felt like it took more effort.
Yeah, you know when they're like, "Oh, this is our biggest song, everybody get hype," and everyone's like, "Yeah," and you're just like,
okay, I guess.
this is the first time I'm hearing it. Don't hurt me."
I'll just attempt to wave my glow stick in the same direction as everyone else.
I hope it's the right color.
They didn't need to change color. They were just regular glow sticks.
It's the one out of the emergency kit at home.
Yeah.
What about you, Craig?
I mean, I had the only one I could think of is like, have you ever heard of the group Hiroshima?
No.
They play like it's weird. They play like it's like a jazz kind of group that they play using like they use like kotos and stuff like that.
Were they on Kohaku once?
I don't know. I think they're an American group. I can't remember.
Okay. So I'm totally
I
off.
barely remember going to this concert, but it was one of those ones where I think someone dragged me and I was like I knew nothing and I had a good time. But the whole time, I mean, I don't try to. I think it's like I don't really try to sit there and analyze things. I just kind of just sit there and just go with it and see what happens.
But you were able to sit.
Yes.
All right.
So maybe you should bring a chair, Joe. Bring a chair for your friend.
There were chairs at request hour. Well, I was just in the very back, and if I sit down, I can't see anything. And plus, it would be a disservice to people. I was like, why is this guy sitting?
They look down upon you.
I've actually been to like a lot of concerts where like I don't really know the band. First of all, when I attended UC San Diego, like there's like a couple big concert events. So there's Fall Fest, Winter Fest, and Sun God, and those are the three big festivals, and they would always have musical guests, and they were usually free. So, I'd go to the concerts, and I wouldn't really know the band too. And sometimes I would be really sleepy. Like there was this one group called I think MXPX, and they're like a punk rock group, and I didn't know what they were or who they were. And some people were really big fans at school, I guess. And I was just like, okay. And then I was like, because you go to the concert, right? And there's like there was three artists. So the first time I went, I think it was Black Alicious, MXPX, and Jurassic 5.
Oh, J5.
Yeah. But when MXPX was like there, and they were like tossing guitars to each other, and it looked pretty cool. But I was like getting really sleepy because I didn't know who they were. I also didn't know I didn't really know J5 except for What's Golden, and I didn't know Black Alicious at all. But then out of that concert, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like them. And then there were certain concerts I went to where I'm like, oh, if I only knew the group a little bit more, I would have been able to enjoy it. Last year I went to a Coheed and Cambria concert with the Basugatsu, Bakuhatsu, that one with RJ and Boy. And I was like, man, this sounds really cool. I wish I knew all these songs. And then when I went home, I get my Spotify subscription, I get all their songs, and I'm like, man, this is really good. I wish I listened to this group, or I wish I really knew this group before I watched their concert. And I was like, oh. So that stuff happens to me a lot, apparently.
Maybe your friend will be like that.
Maybe. For Team B2. not even NMB. Team B2.
Specifically. And then I'll find, there's a whole other 2 teams? Yes!
Wait a minute, this is only one group out of many?
And
but they're part of the same
sister
group.
Groups?
Wait, they are the sister group? So yeah, also, apparently they added some more dates
Oh yeah.
For the Lifehouse tour. So there's a finale in Osaka, and it turns out I won tickets to all three of the events.
That's the whole group, right? That's not just the teams.
I hope so. I don't know what I'm doing going 3 times. But I'm going.
Are you gonna
3
go all
times.
3 times?
It might be 3.
Because you're already iffy about going to see B2 twice.
Well, this time, because after, so there's that concert, right? And then I think either the week after or the 2 weeks after is a Momokuro concert that I'm going to. And then after that, me and the people I'm going with from here, we're going to go to Osaka. And then we're going to, like, base there and then check out Kyoto and stuff for, like, the cherry blossoms. And
Okay.
maybe go to USJ and stuff, just because it's spring break for us, so. And then when they announced the ticket or the new dates, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be in Osaka anyway, or I'm gonna be in Kansai, like, you might as well check it out. Oh, look, I won all 3 dates. Uh-oh. Well, I won 2 dates, and then Andy won the other date, so.
You forgot to say our good friend Andy.
Our good friend Andy. Our good friend Andy with the smooth moves at that handshake events.
Oh man, that was so smooth.
I'm still laughing. Like
impressed.
I'm still wondering. Like, what if like it sounds smooth in English, but in Japanese it's just like totally like bumbling and terrible something.
Like he stutters on his delivery.
Or it's just like really bad. Like I'm just wondering if that really happens. Probably doesn't. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to like. I don't slander people, yo. That's kind of weird. Well, what if, man? What if? What if it was
Or
like...
maybe he can replay it for you when if you go to that Osaka finale tour date.
Let me just say, like, my Japanese speaking ability is just, like, in the toilet right now. Like, I have 0 confidence. I don't know what happened.
But you live there.
I know, right?
You think it'd be the opposite?
Yeah, I mean, like, my JLPT score was worse. And, like, my speaking, oh, man. People talk to me sometimes, I just have no idea what they're saying, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything, leave me alone. Especially the kids, I'm just like, ugh.
Well, sometimes, I mean, kids don't have the best pronunciation either. They, like, rush a lot.
Still, I don't know. I've been working here for 6 months or so. I was hoping it'd be better, but somehow it seems to be getting worse. And this is also Tsushima, they also have really strong accents. Along with Kyushu Ben, which, oh man, is so confusing. And, I don't know why we're talking about this, but that'll wrap it up for our show. Okay, how was the show? How do you feel it went?
I think it went okay. Not our best one, I'll be honest.
It's alright, man. The next show will be after I attend all those shows with the Lifehouse tour, so then maybe people will want to hear something.
There'll be another spike, so you can get your report in on what happened.
There'll be actual news.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. Like, hopefully we'll hear about some special performances or mixes.
Oh, like
how they
the
did.
documentary came out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I didn't watch it, so I mean, like.
Well, we can't watch. I mean, I can't even watch it.
I guess the new coupling song just got announced too.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
NMB single or AKB single.
Oh, the coupling song.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of it?
It is Shigami Tsuita Seishun.
Wait, what?
Shigami Tsuita Seishun.
See, I don't even know what Shigami means. I already feel terrible.
Do you know, Craig?
According to my translator, it is basically means to like hold on to, kind of like to cling on to.
Okay.
Yeah, for all I know, it could have meant 4 sheets of paper.
Holding on to 4 strands of paper or 4 sheets of paper.
And then I also didn't mention. Well, like that one song, the one that Sayaka centers for AKB, the Sanbyakurokuju Gonichi something Kami Hikoki or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, that
The one
song's really
that's-
popular.
Yeah.
Like my kids sing it sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Greg doesn't believe.
Asadora power.
Yeah, they really like that song. And I'm just like, yeah, guess who's the center? That's right. Guess who sang the song in Kohaku? Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know who's in that song.
Well, I saw
that.
that
That's
there's
really
some
nerdy.
like covers of it, right?
I actually wore my NMB beanie to school once, but whatever. And then one of the teachers was trying to read it, and I'm like, no, don't read it. I'll just put it away.
You like fold the design over so it's covered.
No, I had the team N pin, and I had the Ica pin on it. And then she's trying to read like the pin. I was like, oh, and I took off the beanie and I like stuffed it in my jacket. I'm like, no, you don't have to read.
The shade.
But yeah, okay. That'll wrap
Almost
it up.
exposed yet again.
Oh, we didn't get Craig's impression of his first time on the show.
Yay!
Ooh.
That was fun. It's just like hanging out with you guys and doing the normal chat.
Yeah, maybe if you join us on the podcast more, we'll actually see you more, or like talk to you more often, because you never hang out with the rest of us.
I know. When was the last time we all hung out?
When
I
we
was
were
there.
when Jill came. That was like in December.
I know.
And yet
No,
again,
that
I
was-
think the
that
last
was
time we
New
hit was
Year's.
only.
That was
when
New
Jill
Year's,
was
and Craig watched us fail dramatically at what is it, time something.
The stupid pentagrams.
That was like the time detective one or whatever.
Yeah, I told you we shouldn't have used the plunger. That guy's just dancing.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll join us some more. Hopefully we'll have more shows. Hopefully people actually enjoy the shows. It's been a long time since we've done.
Yeah.
Hopefully this show like goes well, because I just remembered that I didn't record the Skype call. So if we didn't record each other properly, we're screwed.
Shoot. Well, we'll at least have a third of a show, because mine should be okay.
I think mine's okay. All right.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Okay.
Blame it on the new guy.
Yeah.
Jinx
Blame it
us.
on the alcohol. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining us. This is Takoyaki Party Mochi Cheese. No, I want to change our name. I don't like that Takoyaki Party name anymore.
That'll be for next time.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We'll
this is
brainstorm
TP.
something.
TPMC. Takoyaki Party Mochi Cheese Edition. I am Joe. I'm here with Julia and Craig, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Peace out.